Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Sam.
And we're going to be board gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at Faraway by Pandasaurus Games. This is a 2 to 6 player game that plays in about 25 minutes for ages 10 and up. I'm going to show you how it's played and we'll come back and give you our thoughts. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in Faraway, you're going to be playing over a duration of 8 rounds. Each player at the beginning of the game is going to be dealt 3 of these region cards here. And the way the game is going to work is that on your turn, you're going to pick one of the 3 cards from your hand. So let's just say I place this one first, and everybody is going to place the card face down in front of them. I'll move these off to the side for right now. Place these down in front of them. Once everybody has selected a region card, they're going to flip it over at the same time, and they're going to see who has the lowest number. Now, at the beginning of the game, you're going to have a number of these region cards face up for all to see, and it's going to be equal to the number of players plus 1. So, in a 4-player game, we would have 5 region cards here. Let me adjust this real quick. There you go. And you are going to then look at all the cards that were played, and whoever has the lowest number is going to be able to draft from these that are available to fill their hand back up to 3. Okay, so in this case, I'm looking at my card and it says for every blue symbol, I'm going to get 2 points. So for every card that I play after this, I'm going to want to try to get some blue symbols. So I might really want to take this one here. Okay, so I'm going to take this card in my hand, and after everybody else chooses, there will be one left. It will get discarded, and then another set will come out for us to choose for the next round. Now, for this next round, what you're going to be looking at is a couple of different things, right? So we want to make sure that after this card, we play as many blues, because what's going to happen is after 8 rounds, you're going to have 8 cards in a row. Now they'll all be face down, and starting with the last card you played, you will flip that up and you will score for that card for everything that is face up. So like I said, at the end of that 8 rounds, all your cards are going to be flipped face down, and you're going to start scoring with the last card that you played. So if it does have a prerequisite, let's say this was the last card I played, it says I'm going to score 4 points for every red symbol here. However, I do not have a red symbol anywhere in front of it. Okay, so it's not going to score me any points, despite if I have 8 or 10 or 20 of these red icons here. That won't matter. It's because it's only going to be what's played after it. And if it's the last card, unfortunately, it's not going to have anything to score off of, unless you have these sanctuary cards, which I'll talk about here in a second. Okay, so let's go back to our second turn. So on my second turn, there's a couple things that I want to be paying attention to, right? One, I want to be able to play some blues, these blue stones, because I want to be able to score some points when it comes around to the end of the game for this card. Another thing I want to pay attention to is the number. So I played a 13. However, that's going to impact the card that I play for my next turn. So if these are my cards, it won't matter which one I play, but I might want to play this one that has the blue symbol. Okay, and I'm going to play this face down with my other card. Everybody will pick one, and we'll flip simultaneously, right? Now, we're going to look and see who played a card that is higher than the previous card played. So, since I played a 24, and my previous card was a 13, I played a higher card. So, because of that, I get to draw a sanctuary card. And each round, I will get to play one of these sanctuary cards. And these will stay face up in front of me for the entire game. Even when it comes to scoring and you flip all your region cards down, these will stay face up so that your region cards can score based off of this, okay? So I'll get this card and I'll be able to play it. Any that If I have extras, because there will be an opportunity for you to get more than one Sanctuary card in a turn, and that is going to be when you play cards that have a map symbol. Okay? So if I had, let's say these were 3 cards that I played right here. Okay? Let's say this was the 3rd round. I played this one. I get 1 because I played a higher number, but I also get an extra Sanctuary card for each map that I have. And that goes for my region cards as well as any Sanctuary cards that I have. So in this case, I would get to draw 2 and I would keep 1. All right? And then whatever I don't pick would then get discarded away. Okay? And again, after everybody has gotten their Sanctuary cards, you're going to look to see who played the lowest number, and they will be the first to draft from the cards that are available that round. Okay? And you're going to keep going until after the 8 rounds, and you're going to have all these cards. You're going to flip all of them then face down, keeping them in the same order. And starting with the last card that you played, you will then flip it face up, and you will start scoring for that card. Now, some of them might not score at all, but some of them could score you quite a few points if you plan it out. Now, with some cards, you're going to see things like this, okay? That means that this card, in order for it to score every moon for 2 points, it needs to have one of these red symbols. Now, luckily, if this is my 3rd scoring card, it requires a red, and I just so happen to have a red here. Remember, this has to be after it's been played, so it can only be available if it's after or if it's on one of my Sanctuary cards. So, because I meet that prerequisite, now I'll score 2 points for every moon, including if it's on the card that the scoring is on. So I can score for the card that it's on, okay? However, this one would not score 2 points for this because it was played before this card in this scenario, okay? So what you're going to do is then you go through, keep going backwards, scoring each card for all 8 rounds. Then at the end, you will score your Sanctuary cards if they have any scoring on there. So like this one, for each of these little pineapple guys, you're going to get a point. So you get at least 1 there, and then any that you have on your Sanctuary or region cards that you have in front of you. Okay? And whoever's going to have the highest points is going to win. Some of these cards are going to score based off color. Again, only if you meet the requirement, which in this case it does. This would score 2 points for each yellow and green card. Okay? Some will have where you need to have full sets. This again includes all cards in front of that one played and includes the colors that are on your Sanctuary cards. Okay? After that, you score them up. Whoever has the most points wins. This is one that I think you'll need to play probably once or twice through before you can really get the hang of it. Typically, my experience has been once, and then people get the feel for the game, and then you're ready to go for the second one once you get to experience it. And that's how you're going to play Faraway. Let's go talk about it.
All right, and we are back. So tell me, what made you want to get this game? Because I remember you picked it up from Barnes & Noble, and you came home with it. So yeah.
So Faraway has been getting some buzz, I think. It is a, little card game from Pandasaurus, and we had actually recently played Sea Salt and Paper with Nick and Vic probably a couple months ago now.
Yeah. And
so we really liked that. And I'm not one that has played a ton of Pandasaurus games, like neither of us really have. And a lot of theirs I haven't found particularly appealing. Some have been fun, like, oh, that's okay, kind of cool. But nothing that's really drawn me in. Until we played Sea Salt and Paper, right? A little card game, quick, easy to get to the table, plays really well.
It's fun.
Across all player counts, I felt like. And so this one getting buzz, I was kind of like, okay, this seems interesting. I like the idea of building out this 8-card like journey, right? And then scoring in reverse order from when you play these cards. And so I'd seen it getting some buzz. I talked to Nick about it. He said he had tried it out. gave me his thoughts, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to be able to pull the trigger and get it and see what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we've played this quite a few times now. I think I've played it between like 7 and 10 times now. And it's a really quick game. The box says 25 minutes. I think that might be even, you could play it even quicker at a smaller player, kind of like 2 or 3 players. I think you can get it done in like probably 15 minutes.
It is a quick
It's pretty
game.
quick, especially after you get a couple plays, you know what you're looking for, and you're just like boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So that was the big draw for me, and I was like, hey, I want to. Panosaurus did really great with Sea Salt and Paper. I want to try Faraway, another little card game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really what kind of drew me in at first, and I was really interested in the quick gameplay, but the thinky decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I'll get to when we talk about the actual gameplay here. I'm not going to hit too much on we'll talk about production, but it's just cards. So nothing crazy, fancy, or amazing in it. The art looks nice. It's colorful. I wouldn't say I like love the art on it. I just think it's, simple. Not a whole lot to it. I don't know.
It's
give or take,
unique.
I could care less.
It's very unique art. Like, I like it. It's, there's like psychedelic looking mushrooms and like,
right.
I don't know. For me, it looks kind of like very psychedelic, like art.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
Like Aztec.
I like the background. It's the people that kind of creep me out.
Yeah.
I get that they're like the inhabitants or whatever, but I like when they do like the towns and whatnot. It's the people that are a little weird.
Yeah, they're a little weird looking.
So
but...
I mean, it's okay to be weird, I guess, but yeah,
it's different. So
I could give or take with it, really. Graphic design. I think the symbols are really easy to see and understand, and so nothing like wrong there or difficult there, and components, like I said, it's just cards, so it's nothing crazy. I'm always interested in like how they come up with, oh, you know what, instead of regular cards, let's just make them squares.
Yeah,
I don't know, not a big deal, but I'm kind of like, just, I don't know, make them regular cards to me.
Is that for shuffling purposes? You just don't like square cards?
I mean, yeah, if I'm shuffling a deck of cards, I just like a regular set of cards if I can. But when you throw in the weird shapes, it's not a big deal, but I'm just kind of like, why square cards?
Well, it takes up less space, maybe.
I don't know. To me, yeah, maybe.
It's different.
Anyway, so production is pretty generic, like basic kind of stuff that you can expect, right? Preparation for the game, you can set up and tear down in like a minute and a half. Shuffle together. You have your little sanctuary pile of cards, and you have your normal region cards.
It's very fast.
And everybody gets 3 cards. That's it, right? Super quick, easy to teach, right? You're playing a row of cards, and you want to try to do it based on the scoring, right? So if you do it in ascending order, you're going to get more of those sanctuary cards. That's easy when you're teaching that. It's just the play is easy, and then it's like when I'm teaching, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, cool, yeah, colors, scoring, symbols, blah blah blah, right? But as we get into the gameplay, and so I'll transition to that now. I think where it really shines is, yes, simple, quick turns, right? Simultaneous gameplay. But there's that depth of decision, right? I really want those sanctuary cards, but I really want to play, these lower cards that have more symbols on them. Or I really want to play these super high cards because it's ranging between, I think, 1 and 68 is the highest number. But, like, if you have some of those high numbers, you might want to get them out early so then you can have those high scoring abilities and then collect the symbols for them later.
Yeah, that's a good point, because those, like you said, where you need more of the symbols, like, and after you play it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I do need to have that towards the beginning rather than, like, in the middle or the end, obviously. But, yeah, is a lot of, like, decision making, and, like, you have to, it's that like give and take of like, okay, if I do this could happen, but you have to make like a decision on, how you want to play it.
And a lot of those higher numbers have those prerequisites. So you can't just start low and go high, because then none of your cards in the second half are really going to score, because those higher ones are going to need those extra symbols, right? But if you go high and then low, then you don't get any sanctuary cards, and you kind of work your way down. So that's that. When do I go low? When do I go high? those
and
decisions.
when do you like play certain cards too? Because I mean, like we said, the ones that have more prerequisites, you might want to play those like towards the beginning.
Right.
But then you're also thinking, you know, as you get through, you're going through, like you got to think about the way that it's going to be scored.
Right.
And that was how I had to think about it, as like, okay, you're starting at the end and working your way to the beginning, like, you know, because you're only scoring what's coming after the card,
right,
rather than in front of it.
And those sanctuary cards, because you're like, ooh, if I can get, and I think if you can, I try to plan on getting somewhere between like 4 and 5 sanctuary cards whenever I can, because I know those will remain face up when we come to the scoring.
That's true, yeah.
So like I can maybe get the requirements for some cards based on those sanctuaries. 2, I can gain some extra points based on what I'm scoring for, right? And so, and those sanctuary cards can give you some decent points as well based on what you have in your line of region cards. So I think it's really great with how simple the game is, but it gives you those meaty decisions. And you're always like, ooh, okay, I really need this simple, but this is lower, but I kind of want those sanctuary cards and this, and then you have those little map icons on it where you can get extras, because you only play 1 sanctuary card per round. So you want to make sure you give yourself some options.
Right.
And so I like that it has that conflict of, ooh, which way do I want to go? How do I want to play this? And trying to plan a little bit ahead, but you don't know what cards are coming out. And like, man, I really need that like pineapple symbol. I don't think it's pineapple, but I might call it pineapple.
I really needed pineapples last
Right. And so it's like, what are the chances of me getting them? But then also, can't forget this, whoever plays the lowest number gets to take from the little drafting pile first, right?
Yes.
So if there's symbols where you're like, I really need that symbol, man, but I really want to play this card, it's interesting because you have to kind of think, what do they need? You know, oh, please don't take what I want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I like that, and that's where these games really shine for me, is where it's a really simple turns, right? Really simple things that you're doing, not hard to understand, but the depth and strategy there really make it shine. And it's like, wow, okay, I want to keep coming back to this because maybe I want to try this strategy. Maybe I want to try the nighttime. Maybe I want to try, you know, to get 8 sanctuary or 7 sanctuary cards, whatever. Like, it makes you want to come back and try different things.
Right. Yeah. There is like more deep thinking. Like it's, I mean, it may be like a little card game, but there is a lot more to it. Yeah.
Now, there is a lot of luck, right? I think you can agree with that, right? Because obviously you don't know what cards you're getting or what's coming out, but the game is so short, it doesn't really matter. You can be like, oh, you know, I just didn't go my way, whatever. And then you can shuffle them up and play again. Like I said, it's a really quick game, especially if you're playing it at 2 players.
Right.
Now, you'll see more cards, obviously, the more players that you have, because there'll be more to pick from. But yeah, I think a little bit of luck is fine. There's also a really good, decent amount of strategy and kind of deciding when do I want to play something.
Right.
So you can like, how long do I want to hold out?
Yeah, and it could be like, you know, one game, like, your luck isn't the greatest and, you know, you don't really score as well as you thought you would or whatever. But then you, like you said, you could play again and then maybe that next game, like, it's going to go more in your favor. Right. Like, there is a lot of strategy, but there is that luck component too. Right. So.
And this isn't a game that I think you're just going to play once. I don't think you pull it out and just play it one time and put it away. I think you pull it out, you play 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row because you're like, oh, that was quick. Let's do it again. Okay, let's do it again. And so that's the kind of game you want to be hitting your table where you're like, let's keep going. Let's play again. Let's play again. Play again. So
especially because it's such easy like setup and tear down. Like it's something you can play multiple times.
This would be a game that you could easily play during the weeks or when you have a small downtime in between whatever it is that you're doing. And it doesn't take up like really too much of the table. I guess you can make like 2 little rows or whatever. You had more limited space, but it's not too much of a table. No. I think you could easily get around that. So you could take it with you and play it before your meal arrives or whatever you want to do. So I really like that about the gameplay. did you have anything that you wanted to add about the gameplay?
No, I think I do feel like it is very strategic, but also like with the luck part. The luck I didn't so much like about it, like because sometimes there would be, I'd be like, oh, I really need this symbol, and then it wouldn't come up, or you would get to pick first and then take that symbol. And so, I mean, it is like, but that is part of the game. So, you know, every game is different. Like, yeah. So.
As far as like thematic immersion, they tried to put a theme on there. I don't feel it. I don't get it. Like I feel detached from the art just because of personal preference.
I think it's cool because don't they kind of like fit together like a bit? Like
I don't think it like actually fits together.
I don't know. It just kind of some of them looked like they did, but
maybe if they have the same color background.
Maybe,
I don't know.
yeah.
But no, I don't. Yeah, like I said, I like the scenery in the background. I wasn't crazy about.
I think it's just something cool to look at.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Right. I don't understand the whole, it takes time to explore. And I get that they're trying to fit the numbers in there.
Yeah.
And, like, you're collecting artifacts or whatever. I don't know. Thematically, it's just not. There's no theme.
Yeah.
It's just cards.
Yeah.
Right? So it is what it is. So no theme really there whatsoever.
So return on investment?
So for me, I didn't really know. It's not an expensive game. You can get it pretty cheap. I think maybe it's like $20 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I got for it at Barnes & Noble. But I think it has a really high return on investment. Like, I really enjoy it. I feel like I've already gotten my money out of it just from the amount of plays that we've had. It's a game that I really look forward to opportunities to teach it to others, and I think that they would really enjoy it, at least from those that I have played it with, have enjoyed playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it. I like it across all player counts, really. At all player counts that I've played it, I've enjoyed it. Like I said, that simultaneous play anyway, so it's not a whole lot. The only thing is if somebody's trying to decide which sanctuary they want to play, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's really quick, so it's not something that I think I would worry about having too many people playing it. I'm happy with it at all player counts, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it works. So yeah, I think I'm very high return on investment with this game because it doesn't take much to get it to the table. I think it's one that's going to get played quite a bit, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say like my expectations, it exceeded my expectations because like when I saw you bring it home, you and Eli played it first, and then I ended up joining you guys and playing, and I really was like, I don't know if I'm like gonna like it. I don't know. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I feel like it exceeded my expectations because I was like, oh, I do like this. Just it's different. And like the way that you score, and like you said, there's more to it because I like games like that where it's easy setup, it's easy tear down, it's fast, but you feel like you're not just playing like, Uno or something doesn't have that much depth to it. Right. So. Yeah.
And I got to give it to Pandasaurus. This is now 2 card games in a row, and I'll give my score. I'm giving this a 7-9. I think that's really high. I really like that. It could possibly even continue to go up. I'd love to see just some extra cards that they bring out that they throw in. They could obviously go higher than 68, maybe throw in some new symbols or whatever. I don't know what you could do with it, but this would be a game where if they have just more stuff, that's great. I would be all for that. But again, I think this is now the second card game I've played from Pandasaurus where I'm just like, yes, this is great. Like between this and Sea Salt and Paper, I think they're doing a great job there. And they have some others that I've been like, I've played After Us, and I thought that one was intriguing, not the greatest. It was okay. And it's mostly just a card game anyway, but I really like what they're doing here. With Faraway, and so I'm starting to come around on that Pandasaurus train and starting to become more and more of a fan.
No, these are 2 like this and Sea Salt and Paper. They're really good games. So I would give this a 7.5. I think it's a good game. I mean, I like it. So yeah, if you're interested in something nice, quick, and easy to learn, but gives you that depth, then you can easily play it on a weekday or in between
what appointments or whatever, I don't know, in between whatever you're doing, if you have a little bit of downtime, I would highly recommend picking up Faraway. I think it's a great little game. We both do, obviously. And so let us know what you think down in the comments, or what are some other games that are very simple but give you that depth, kind of like Faraway. Maybe we should be checking out some more of those little games in the near future. So let us know down in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.